What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. Today we're doing a prediction video for Azumarill, but it is not the normal Azumarill video. It is the optimized. This is the third week in a row we're playing through this Pokemon, and this is the optimized playthrough where we're going to try to make this Pokemon as good as possible to see how fast we can beat this game. But first thing we got to do before we show all the changes we made is to show you the stats of this Pokemon. So the stats are as follows: 100 HP, 50 attack, 80 defense, special attack is 50, special defense is 80, speed is 50 for a grand total of 410. So having a lot of HP is good because it gives us some bulk so we can survive in battles longer than most other Pokemon we played through as. Having a good 80 defense and 80 special defense isn't great, but it does work well with this Pokemon. We don't have to be able to do much because we have a lot of moves that can kind of one-shot things because we have a lot of move diversity, which I'll go over a little bit. But those moves coincide with a low attack and low special attack for a fully evolved Pokemon. These are pretty low, 50, and then speed is 50. That's not too bad. We over level with this because we're on a fast level up rate, so that doesn't matter all too much because we're usually a little bit higher level than what we're facing. But that's the stats of this Pokemon, so let's go ahead and go over the moveset. Now this is what we're going to be modifying. So we would start off with Tackle, Defense, Curl, Tail Whip, and Water Gun initially, but we're going to modify this a little bit. We also get access to Rollout at level 15, Bubble Beam at level 25, Double Edge at level 36, and Rain Dance at level 48. Now we're not going to use Double Edge or Rain Dance at all in this playthrough, I can guarantee that. But we will definitely probably use Rollout for some very key battles, and then Bubble Beam will be used, but then will be replaced pretty quickly by a TM or an HM we're going to get. So that's our level up moveset, and like I said, we're going to modify the level up moveset, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. But now let's move right on to the TM moveset. It's very broad with this Pokemon. So we'll start off and we'll highlight some key ones. So some key ones we potentially could use is Dynamic Punch, Headbutt. I already talked about Rollout, Hidden Power. We're going to go with Hidden Power Dark in this playthrough. So Hidden Power Dark is going to compensate for a couple things, but it's going to give us the maximum amount of stats we can get with this Pokemon. I said earlier, we can't modify the stats of this Pokemon. The only thing you can really do is give it IVs, which means inherent values, and if you max those out, the hidden power ends up being dark. But that also gives us the best possible case scenario in attack, speed, etc. So that's why we're going with hidden power dark, so we have the best possible stats. We also could use Blizzard, Hyper Beam, and Icy Wind, but there's just way better options than those three moves. Protect, we're not going to use that. It's going down the Return. Return is our best physical move. So with the strategy I have with this playthrough, Return is by far the best move because it's going to coincide very well with a strategy that I'm going to implement. Mud Slap could have a shelf life. I doubt we're going to use it in this playthrough. I don't plan on it, but it's there in case of emergencies. Ice Punch is definitely going to be used. So Ice Punch makes two things obsolete. It makes Claire obsolete and it makes Lance pretty much obsolete. So we're definitely going to be using Ice Punch. You pair that with beating Price's gym and the Never Melt Ice, this becomes a very powerful move, and it's going to be very useful for us for a large portion of the game. There's also a move listed here. It's also Ice type. It's Ice Beam. We get this from the tutor, and it goes from 75 to 95 base power and 100% accurate. We might use Rest and Swift. Those two moves are definitely possible this playthrough. Actually, I think Swift won't be used because of the changes I'm going to make to the Pokemon, and you'll see why here in a minute. Rest is going to be used for one battle for a specific strategy that I have. Surf will be used because it's a very powerful water move. We can get it for the fourth gym, and it's a very strong stab move. There's not a lot of things in the game that are in key battles that are weak to water, but it's important to have it. And then we're not going to use anything else. So that's our TM move set for this Pokemon. Now here's the changes that I'm going to make. So this is the list of moves that Azumarill has by breeding. So we have a handful of moves: Amnesia, Belly Drum, Foresight, Future Sight, Light Screen, Parasong, Present, and Supersonic. Now, some of these are just completely useless in a playthrough. Parasong is useless. I would say Foresight is kind of useless. Future Sight's not that useless because it's just an attack that hits later, so that wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But I think we can do a little bit better than that, and we can also do a little bit better than Supersonic, Present, and Light Screen. So it really leaves two moves. Now, in my last playthrough, in my last optimized playthrough, or actually, a funny story, I thought Amnesia was like Gen 1's Amnesia, and I actually already did a prediction video. It's actually the old way, not like this, but I actually already did a prediction video where I talked about Amnesia, and I actually played through a quarter of the game, and then I had to go back and redo all of this because Amnesia does not do what it does in Gen 1. In Gen 1, it ups your special. So that in Gen 1 there was only a special stat. It wasn't special attack and special defense. It was just special. So in this generation, Amnesia only ups your special defense. I thought it still did both. So I got like a third of the way through the game, and I was like, I don't think this is doing what it is. And I looked it up, and when you know it, it's not doing it. So all the plans I have for this Pokemon, using Amnesia, and using Amnesia to have a super boosted Surf or an Ice Punch or something, I thought, or a Fire Blast or Hidden Power Fire or something like that would be super useful, but it is not. However, we do have a saving grace, which is the move Belly Drum. So I actually was watching a video about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. It was of Squidgy on Squidgy's channel. I recommend it. His link is in the comment section, or the description down below. And he used a Lagoon, he backported a Pokemon from Generation 3. I think it's Linoon. L-I-N... yeah, okay. He backported that Pokemon. That Pokemon has Belly Drum, and that move was super effective in that playthrough. So I thought, okay, well, Amnesia is kind of a crap show. I don't want to do that. I was just going to up my defense. Let's see what Belly Drum does. So I decided I'm going to do Belly Drum, and after just playing through like the first couple battles and using Belly Drum, I can see where it can be useful. It may not be useful early, but I think that's the move we're going to use in this playthrough. So Belly Drum will be added. We're probably going to use that in place of Tail Whip. So that's the move we're going to use from the breeding. So now we want to look at moves, other moves. So we had two other options. One was to use a move from a previous evolution, which there's nothing special about that. However, if you look at this, these are what are called event moves. Now I don't know what events they are, so don't ask me. However, it showed up under the Pokemon. I'm going to take full advantage of it. So the event moves that this Pokemon has is Dizzy Punch, Hydro Pump, and Scary Face. Now Scary Face isn't useful to us in any kind of way, shape, or form in a playthrough. So we're not going to use that. Hydro Pump, we already have Surf, and though Hydro Pump is more powerful, look at the accuracy. It's 80% accurate, so it's not as reliable, and I can't even sweep a whole team with this move. It's only got 5 power points, so I don't think that's useful. However, Dizzy Punch is as powerful as Headbutt, so we can have that move. Basically, think about having Headbutt from the start of the game. Okay, so we can have Headbutt, and we can it also confuses. So we can confuse the Pokemon. We have a 70 base power move. We don't have a high physical attack stat, but what we also have though is we can get the Pink Bow pretty early, and this can automatically just start being boosted already. So it goes from 70 to 77. It's 100% accurate. Doesn't have a lot of power points. However, Dizzy Punch is a huge upgrade over Tackle. This is why Swift is not going to be used. If we have Dizzy Punch instead of Tackle, Swift is pretty much obsolete. We don't need to use it. It's a waste of time. So yes, that is definitely the move I want to go with, and I think that's the move we're going to pick. So our move set, if we switch on back to Azumarill's level up stats, we, instead of having Tackle, Defense Curl, Tail Whip, and Water Gun, we're going to have Dizzy Punch, Defense Curl, Belly Drum, and Water Gun. And Belly Drum, it can be tough doing this, because if you have 4 move slots, you have to keep some moves for the end of the game. Dizzy Punch will not be used till the end of the game, so I don't have to worry about that. Return will eventually replace Dizzy Punch. Actually, Headbutt might actually replace it, because I'd rather have the flinch than Confusion. Belly Drum we have to keep to the end of the game, but I think Belly Drum will be useful very early. And there's a strategy I want to try later in the game that has to do with Belly Drum, so we're going to try that out, okay? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get Azumarill back to the middle of the screen here. There you go. And now we're just going to give a prediction. So, I predict to obliterate this team. So the Marill playthrough, we beat the game in 2 hours and 10 minutes and 59 seconds. With the Azumarill playthrough, we beat the game in 1 hour and 58 minutes and 49, or 58 minutes and 49 seconds. So just under 2 hours, which was my goal. This one, I would like to get under an hour and a half, but I think an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes is more realistic. So I think that we can do that. I think with a lot of preparation and having the right move, which I think we do, I think that'll make this very doable. And that's what I think this Pokemon can do. And like I said, this is the last time we'll play through is this Pokemon, because we'll have well, for this generation, and I mean we might play through in the future to see if we can optimize even more, if there's a strategy I learn about or something. Yeah, this is what I think this Pokemon's gonna do. So this little mouse with not great stats but decent moves, I think get this. Well, it's a rabbit, but it's an Aqua Rabbit. But I think this Pokemon get it done in less than an hour and 40 minutes, which would be the fastest time so far on this channel for any Pokemon, okay? I do think one Pokemon, if I redid it, or a couple Pokemon if I redid it, could probably pass this. because other Pokemon didn't get an optimized run. Now, let me know what you think about that. I want to go back and redo some of these. I probably won't do the fully evolved version and then an optimized. I'll probably just throw an optimized in there just to see how good they'll do. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This video will air on Friday. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Friday.